सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः। ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः। देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः। So today we are going to discuss a new topic, and the topic is how to practice surrender in daily life. So yesterday we had seen the verse Anukulyasya sankalpah Pratikulyasya varjanam Rakshishyatiti vishvasah Goptrutvavarnam tatha Atmanikshepakarpanye Shadvidha sharanagatihi. So this is the Shadvidha sharanagatihi, the 6 forms of sharanagati. How to practice surrender unto the Lord? These are the 6 ways. So what are the 6 ways? Number 1, Anukulyasya sankalpah. Anukulyasya sankalpah. Number 2, Pratikulyasya varjanam. Pratikulyasya varjanam. Number 3, Rakshishyati iti vishvasah. Rakshishyati iti vishvasah. Number 4, Goptrutva varanam. Goptrutva varanam tatha. Goptrutva varanam. Number 5, Atmanikshepah. Atmanikshepah. Number 6, Karpanyah. Karpanyah. So these are the 6 ways of Sharanagati. This is how we have to practice. So now we will see one by one. The first one is Anukulyasya sankalpah. What is Anukulyasya sankalpah? Sankalpah, resolve. We must make a resolve in our minds. What is the resolve? We must be Anukula to the Lord. We must be favorable to the Lord. Anukulyasya sankalpah. What do you mean favorable to the Lord? What does it mean? Making a resolve to be favorable to the Lord, meaning whatever Bhagavan likes, that we must do. Anukulyasya sankalpaha means whatever Bhagavan likes, that we must do. The second one, pratikulyasya varjanam. Varjanam, giving up. What should we give up? Pratikulya, which is pratikula, unfavorable to Bhagavan. Whatever Bhagavan doesn't like, varjanam, we should give it away. So what Bhagavan likes, we must do. First one. Second one, what Bhagavan doesn't like, we must not do. Two things. The third one, rakshishyati iti vishwasaha, firm faith that Bhagavan will protect us. Firm faith that Bhagavan will protect us. Fourth one, goptrutva varanam, considering Bhagavan alone as our protector. Not seeking protection anywhere else, seeking protection from Bhagavan alone. Goptrutva varanam. Choosing Bhagavan as one's own protector. Varanam means to choose. Whom do you choose as your protector? Not the world, not the worldly support system, but Bhagavan. This is the fourth one. Fifth one, Atmanikshepaha. Atmanikshepaha means self-surrender, surrendering unto Bhagavan. And then Karpanyaha. Karpanyaha means Kripanasya bhava is humility. Yes, that's the right word. One should feel oneself to be a nobody. Absence of ego. That egolessness is called Karpanyaha. In my own eyes, I am a nobody. I am an insignificant person. That sense of meekness, humility, egolessness, that is called as Karpanyaha. So we have 6. So now one by one we will discuss. So for the first one, Anukulyasya sankalpaha. What Bhagavan loves, I must do. This is an aspect, a very important aspect of surrender. So if I have surrendered unto Bhagavan, I should do what he likes, not what I like. The sign that I have surrendered to Bhagavan is I do what he likes. Anukulyasya sankalpaha. So what are the things which Bhagavan loves? Bhagavan loves righteousness. Bhagavan loves truth. How do we know Bhagavan loves righteousness? It is for righteousness, it is for dharma that Bhagavan takes avatar now and then. Dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. For the sake of dharma, Bhagavan takes avatar. So therefore, Bhagavan loves dharma. So therefore, what is our responsibility? What is our duty? We please Bhagavan when we walk the path of dharma. How do we know Bhagavan is pleased with us? The joy of the heart is the proof that Bhagavan is pleased with us. When we walk the wrong path, what happens to our heart? What happens in our heart? There is a disturbance. There is a mental disturbance. There is a conscience prick. We'll always find that whenever we take the wrong path, there is always an internal agitation. Something pricks us. We call it conscience prick. So that is the proof that we have not walked the path of righteousness. goodness. So this inner voice is a very clear guidance of whether we are walking the right path or wrong path. Bhagavan is guiding us through this inner voice. At any cost, we must walk the path of truth, the path of righteousness. The best example is that of Nachiketa. We all know the story. Nachiketa's father was conducting a big yaga called Vishwajit Yaga. And what was the purpose of doing that? The purpose was to attain heaven. And the condition for that Vishwajit Yaga was one should give up everything that belongs to oneself. Everything has to be renounced. And what did his father do? All goody things he wrote in the will of Nachiketa. And old dying cows he wrote in his own name. And then he did this yaga and said, whatever belongs to me, I am going to give away. So as Dakshina, he started giving all these cows which were good for nothing. Milking was not possible. They were all, in a way, a burden to the honor. Such cows the father was giving away. Nachiketa felt very bad. He said, if this way my father gives Dakshina, instead of going to heaven, he will be going to hell. So I should protect my father. So he went and then started asking, Father, whom will you give me? Father did not listen. Again he pestered, Father, whom are you going to give me? Father did not respond. Third time again, this boy was not going to leave. The father was so irritated, so agitated. He said, Mrityave tvam dadami. I give you to death. Mrityu. In that anger he spoke. In that state of agitation he spoke. But this boy took it seriously. Later on, when the father understood his mistake, because this boy was not an ordinary boy. This boy said yes. And he was preparing himself to meet Yamaraj, meaning to die. Father said, my dear son, don't go away in that agitated state of mind. I told something, don't take it seriously. I did not mean what I said. But this boy said, no, you have given a word. Now you have to stick to the word. I have to die and meet Yamaraj. Father said, please don't do it. Then this little boy gives words of wisdom to his father. He says, Anupashya yatha purve pratipashya tatha pare sasyamiva martyaf pachyate sasyamiva ajayate punaha. Oh dear father, our ancestors have set an example for us of how to live in the society. Look at them. How noble their lives were. How great their lives were. They always stuck to the path of righteousness, of goodness. Let us consider them as our role models. Birth and death, it will keep coming and going. Just to escape death, we should never compromise with the higher values of life. Just like the crops come and go, in the same way, these births also, these bodies also come and go. Dharma is not something which we should compromise. This little boy gives the word of wisdom to his father. Finally, the father had to agree. There was no choice. The point is how this little boy stuck to truth. Later on, the story goes on. And finally, Nachiketa gains the highest knowledge from Yamaraj himself, which is the essence of Kathopanishad. So, whatever Bhagwan loves, we must do. Even if death comes, let us not compromise. Dharma is more important than death, than saving our life. Whether a person lives a dharmic value or a dharmic value, he has to die. He has to go through old age, death, disease, etc. Then why should we compromise with the higher values of life? Another story is that of Harishchandra, King Harishchandra. How many generations have been inspired by this one king, including our Mahatma Gandhi? He gave up his kingdom, his wife, his child, everything for the sake of truth. Till the end, he never compromised. So such people who stick to truth, winning the heart of the Lord for them becomes very easy. The next thing which Bhagwan loves, of course, is yajna bhava, self-effacement or self-sacrifice. When a person lives a life offering himself for the welfare of all, not expecting anything in return, then that is called as yajna. Yajna means sacrifice. When Vyashti offers itself for the welfare of Samashti, then that is called yajna. Bhagwan says in 3rd chapter, Yajnarthat karmanonyatra lokoyam karma bandhanaha tadartham karma kaunteya mukta sanga samachara. Arjuna, whatever actions you do, do it for the sake of yajna. Because any other action which is done for selfish purposes, such actions will only bind us. So therefore, perform action for the sake of yajna. That which is good for everyone. There is a very beautiful story of Ramanujacharya. So when he was studying under his Guru, one day Guru called him and said, Ramanuja, I am going to give you a very sacred mantra. The power of this mantra is such that anyone who listens to it, he will be free from all sins. That is the power of this mantra. And that mantra is Om Namo Narayanaya. But Ramanuja, don't give this mantra to any Tom, Dick and Harry. A person who is not qualified, you are not supposed to give him. So don't give this mantra to anyone. Keep it secret with you. Chant it and get benefited. But suppose you give this mantra to others, disobeying me. If you give this mantra to others, then you will go to hell. Ramanuja returned. That night he could not sleep. He was so disturbed. The next day, early morning, he went straight to the terrace and started shouting this mantra. He said, all of you, please come. Please listen. This is the most powerful mantra given by my Guru. And the power of this mantra is whoever listens to it will be free from the sufferings of hell. They will be free from all sins. So please listen, come. He shouted. People gathered. Some of the disciples of Guru also came to know. They went and informed the Guru. Oh Guru, this is what he is doing. You asked him to keep it secret. He has gone to the marketplace and he is shouting. Guru called him. Ramanuja, he came, prostrated in front of the teacher and said, Oh Guru, please forgive me. I disobeyed you. The Guru asked, why did you do that? Ramanuja said, Oh Guru, the whole night I could not sleep. I was thinking about the poor people who are committing sins unknowingly. And when I started thinking of how much they are going to suffer in hell, I thought, if I can somehow make them listen to this Mahamantra, they will escape from the sufferings of hell. In the process, I may have to go to hell. That is okay. One person going to hell in order to save so many from hell, oh Guru, that is far, far better. And I am ready to go to hell also. I am ready to suffer also. But I cannot see the suffering of these people. I know that I have disobeyed you. That is also a sin, because of which again I am going to suffer. Oh Guru, it is acceptable to me. So please forgive me for disobeying you. Once again, Ramanuja, he prostrates unto his teacher, looking at the compassion of this child for the suffering humanity. The heart of the Guru was touched. He lifted the boy, embraced him and said, My dear son, you are my real disciple. The one whose heart melts in compassion. The one who is so sensitive to the pains of others. Such a person is a true seeker of God, is a true devotee of God. Guru blesses him and sends him. So this attitude, the attitude of self-sacrifice, the attitude of self-effacement, Bhagavan loves it. So whatever Bhagavan loves, we should do. One of the most beautiful commentaries written on Brahma Sutra, its name is Bhamati, written by Vachaspati Mishra, a great scholar, Vachaspati Mishra. But there is a beautiful story of why he gave this name to his Bhashya. Bhamati was none other than his wife, who was none other than his Guru's daughter. His Guru had instructed him to write a commentary on Brahma Sutra. So the story goes thus. Vachaspati Mishra was totally involved in writing the commentary. He did not know when the days became nights and when the days transformed into years. He was so involved, so immersed in writing the commentary, in studying, in reflection, in meditation. It is said, one day he was in deep reflection. It was almost Sandhya Samaya, evening. Darkness everywhere. So as he was writing, there was this lamp lit next to him, filled with oil. This lamp, the light went off. Why? Oil was exhausted. So as he was writing, suddenly there was this darkness. His attention fell upon this lamp. At that time, he saw the hand of a lady. This lady immediately lit the lamp, filled the oil and lit the lamp. And seeing the hand of this lady, Vachaspati Mishra raised his head and said, Amma, who are you? This lady said, Lord, it is okay. I am really sorry that I have disturbed you. It is my mistake that this lamp was exhausted. Please continue your work. Please don't bother about who I am. Please continue. I am sorry for the disturbance. After lighting the lamp, she was hurriedly going inside. Again, Vachaspati Mishra, he did not leave. Amma, please tell me who you are. When Vachaspati insisted, this Amma said, Lord, I am your wife. Vachaspati was shocked. What? My wife? Yes, O Lord. We married 50 years back. And already this lady had become old. Wrinkles were there. Hairs had turned grey. What? Vachaspati said. 50 years back? We married? Yes, O Lord. What have I been doing all these years? O Lord, you were immersed in writing the commentary. Therefore, you did not know how the time passed by. Is it so? Yes. And what were you doing all these 50 years? Oh Lord, I have been making all preparations for you. Early morning I would get up, make preparations for your bath, keep water ready. Then for your Sandhya Vandana, I used to keep everything ready. Then I used to arrange food for you. In the evening, after long hours of study, reflection, etc., when you go for sleep, I used to keep all these books intact, in proper order. And then in the night, pressing your feet, I also would go to sleep. Vachaspati Mishra looked at her and said, how do you arrange for food? What is the source of earning? Then this lady said, I used to take music classes. I used to teach singing to the nearby ladies in the village. Ladies, girls, etc. So these people, they used to give in return some rice, some dal, some wheat, etc. With that, I used to cook. When Vachaspati Mishra heard this, his eyes were filled with tears. He just went and prostrated to that lady. That lady said, Lord, what are you doing? Please don't put sin upon me by doing this. Vachaspati Mishra said, no. You have been serving me for so many years, and not even once I looked at you or I said a few words of gratitude. I totally ignored you. This is a big mistake. You have been serving me and I have been constantly ignoring you. What a big sin. Please forgive me for this great sin which I have been doing. This lady said, "Oh Lord, instead, I feel I am so blessed. I am so fortunate that I have got such a husband like you, who is always immersed in the thought of God, immersed in the thought of Vedantic truths. Instead of dragging me into the sensuous world, you elevated my life by giving an opportunity to serve you. I am so fortunate and I am so thankful to you, O Lord, for blessing my life, for giving me an opportunity to serve you. So please don't do this." Vachaspati Mishra said, "For the amount of sacrifice you have done, I feel that the commentary writing is nothing. I just wrote commentary, but actually whatever is written in this book, you lived it and showed it. Without expecting anything in return, constantly serving. This attitude of yours, you lived it and showed it. I only wrote one commentary. So therefore, whatever commentary I have written, as an expression of gratitude unto you, so that the world will remember your sacrifice forever, I name this commentary Bhamati." In this way, this commentary of Vachaspati Mishra was named Bhamati because of her sacrifice, because of her self-effacing attitude. Let me serve the world without coming into the picture, into the scene. This attitude is something which Bhagavan loves. And that's why in the 3rd chapter Bhagavan says, "Tasmat sarvagatam brahma nityam yajne pratishthitam." This all-pervading Bhagavan is rooted, is established where? Yajne. Wherever this yajna spirit is seen. Sacrificing oneself for the welfare of the totality. Wherever this attitude is seen, Bhagavan says, for such a person, the doors of liberation are thrown open. For them, attaining Bhagavan is very easy. It's just a cakewalk. So, anukulyasya sankalpaha. Whatever Bhagavan loves, let us try to do it. Pratikulyasya varjanam. We must give up what? Whatever Bhagavan doesn't like. What is it that Bhagavan doesn't like? Selfishness. Kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya. These are the things which Bhagavan doesn't like. We should avoid them. So in this way, when we live a life of obedience, so it is but natural that parents will love children who are obedient to them. Whatever the parents want, when the child does, naturally the parents will have an extra love, a special love for the child. In the same way, when we obey Bhagavan, we become fit to receive His grace. Anukulyasya sankalpaha pratikulyasya varjanam. What about the third one? Rakshishyati iti vishwasaha. Vishwasaha, firm faith. What faith? Rakshishyati. Bhagavan will protect me, save me. This is the third aspect of surrender, faith. Firm faith that Bhagavan will protect me. There's a beautiful story of how the great disciple of Shankaracharya, Sanandana, got the name Padmapadacharya. So he was on the other bank other side of the river Ganga. Shankaracharya was here. So Bhagavan Shankaracharya called out, Sanandan, come! Now Sanandan, he did not know what to do. River was there in front. Boats were not there. And Guru is calling, come. How to come? Look at this disciple. He said, now it is Guru's responsibility to see that I come. The only thing I know is to walk, I will walk. He started walking on the river. I don't know anything else. Now it is Guru's responsibility to see that I reach him. The only thing now I can do is to walk. Let me walk. He started walking. And wonder of wonders, wherever he kept his foot, it is said a lotus blossomed. Padma blossomed. Padma Pada. Wherever he kept his foot, a lotus blossomed. And thus his name came to be Padma Padacharya, one of the famous disciples of Shankaracharya. This is called faith. I don't have to worry. The Lord will look after me. Guru will look after me. Strong faith. There is a very touching story in Gandhiji's life. So in one of those busy days, he was traveling by car, going to a far off place, going at a very high speed. And suddenly there was a tire puncture. So the car had to be stopped. He came out because at least it would take another half an hour to 45 minutes to set it right. So he came out. And there were some of the villagers waiting there. And among the villagers there was an old lady, 104 years old, with one umbrella. So then one villager went to Gandhiji and said, Bapuji, this Amma has been waiting here since early morning, now it's almost afternoon, to just have a glimpse of you. Because this Amma feels that Bapuji is an avatar of Bhagavan. According to her, after Rama and Krishna, the next avatar is Mahatma Gandhi. With so much of faith, she has come. She is not able to see clearly. She is partially blind. So somebody told her that Gandhiji is going to pass this way. So she has come and she has been standing there. She did not have anything in the morning. Empty stomach. She is waiting because when Gandhiji would pass by, it will not be, it was not known. So she has been waiting. And she has also taken a vow that she will not leave the body till she gets a glimpse of Gandhiji. Such a vow she has taken. Now she is already 104 and she is standing there. From morning till afternoon she has been standing. And when Gandhiji heard this, he rushed to that Amma, embraced her and spoke sweet words to her. She also spoke a lot. Now the interesting part is, see the compassion of the Lord. Exactly at that place, the tire was punctured. This is something amazing. Actually, Gandhiji was not supposed to stop there at all. The car was supposed to go with high speed. But exactly at that time, the tire puncture happens and this Amma gets a wonderful opportunity Many people were not there. Normally, wherever Gandhiji goes, thousands would gather and it would become very difficult to get a glimpse of Gandhiji. Very difficult. But here, this Amma gets a wonderful opportunity to be with Gandhiji. A crowdless place. And that took for almost half an hour to 45 minutes. Look at the faith of this old lady. Bhagavan is there. Definitely he will make my wish come true. Rakshishyati iti vishwasa. And Bhagavan listens. Bhagavan listens to these prayers. Firm faith that Lord will protect me. I must have told you the story of Arunima Sinha, the first female amputee to reach Mount Everest, to climb Mount Everest, with 2 artificial legs, with 3 cracks on the backbone, with total faith in Lord Shiva. She started the journey. Almost she had reached 1 hour more, and the Sherpa says, Arunima, let us return. Your oxygen cylinder is getting over. She did not listen. She kept on walking. Finally, she reaches the peak, writes a letter of thanking letter to Bhagavan. It was already written in a piece of cloth. She kept that under the eyes. And now she knew she is going to die because the oxygen cylinder is gone. Only the Lord could save her. She knew it. It is at that time the weather becomes worse. It becomes unconducive, and a British climber who was climbing, seeing the unconducive nature of weather, he knew now he has to go down. He can't climb up. But to go down fast, he had to throw away all the excess burden. So he throws away one full unused oxygen cylinder then and there, and he runs down. And fortunately, Arunima gets that oxygen cylinder, and thus she survives. This is called Rakshishyati iti vishwasa. Bhagavan will protect me. I have no doubt about it. How he protects, that is left up to him. But one thing is sure, he will protect me. It is said that in Himalayas, the gurus train their disciples in this way. They ask the disciples to walk through the dense forest with a lantern in hand. The forest which is infested with all kinds of wild animals, to such an extent that as you walk, you can hear the roars of lions and tigers. Dense forest. They are given a lantern and they are supposed to walk. All the time chanting the name of the Lord. The Guru tells the disciples, don't worry, Bhagavan is with you. You are chanting his name. He will protect you. If you want to know the power of this name, keep walking. Nothing will happen to you. The name is so powerful. This is the training given to the disciples in the Himalayas. And those disciples who don't have faith, Rakshishyati iti vishwasa, those who don't have faith, they leave the Guru and run away from there. Another training given to them is to cross the river which is filled with crocodiles. Instruction is, chant the name and cross. You will be protected, you will be saved. And true to Guru's words, all the disciples who ever have tried, they came back safe. How to make our faith strong? Again and again, when we find that amidst trials and tribulations, amidst difficulties, challenges, when we hold on to the name of Bhagavan, and when we see Bhagavan protecting us, when such experiences come again and again, our faith becomes stronger and stronger day by day. This is the only way. experience time and again. These experiences make our faith strong. So this is the third aspect of Sharanagati. Rakshishyati iti Vishwasaha. The fourth one, Goptrutva Varanam Tatha. Goptrutva Varana. Depending only on God for protection. You don't have to depend on anyone. God is enough. The best story is that of Dr. Stephen. I'm sure you must have heard this story. So here is this doctor, a specialist in a particular type of cancer. He was going to be awarded at some function. So he boards the flight. But en route somewhere the flight suffers a technical snag. So it had to land. There was an emergency landing. So this doctor goes to the help desk, talks to the receptionist there. Madam, is there any immediate flight? The lady said, sir, we are really sorry. There is no immediate flight. But you can do one thing. To your destination, you can just hire a taxi. You can drive the taxi and go. It is just 4 hours distance from here. Dr. Stephen wanted to urgently attend that meeting. So therefore, he hires the taxi. He drives himself all alone. But on the way, there was this thunder, storm, lightning, rain. Somewhere he was supposed to take a turning. He missed that turning, went on and on and on, and finally got totally lost in some jungle where there was no sign of civilization. He was totally tired, exhausted, drenched, hungry. And there in that jungle he finds a small hut. A big sigh of relief. He goes there, knocks the door, and one old lady opens the door. Looking at his condition, the lady understood he has lost his way. Said, sir, please come, relax, take rest. She gave a hot glass of milk and some biscuits and said, sir, please excuse me, let me pray for some time and then I'll come back. And she was praying. It was a small hut, so the doctor could see what this lady was doing. This lady was praying, and next to her was a cradle. Baby was there in that line, sleeping. After the prayer, the old lady came. So Stephen asked, Amma, is there something which I can do for you? You are praying sincerely. Then this lady said, no, doctor, everything is fine. The Lord has been very kind to us. All my prayers have been answered. But there is one thing which is really bothering me, in the sense, there is this child who is suffering from a particular cancer. And the doctors say that there is only one specialist doctor who can treat this child. And the name of the doctor, they say, Dr. Stephen. Where this doctor is, I don't know. They say he is far, far away from here. And I don't have any means to reach there. But I trust my God. Whatever he does the right thing. And when this old lady said this, Dr. Stephen was in tears. He said, Amma, that Dr. Stephen is me. Now he understood why he underwent so much of problems. The flight had some trouble. He lost his way and finally ended up here. This is called power of prayer. Goptrutva Varana means, Bhagavan, I completely trust you. I don't have to depend on anyone else. Whatever is needed, you will provide. making God alone as the sole support of life. This is called Goptrutva Varanam, choosing God alone. And we'll be amazed to see how He fulfills all our needs, how He listens to our prayers. This lady, old lady, had nobody to help her. But see how Bhagwan made all arrangements. There's a nice story about Muhammad also. So he was chased by a king and an army. He was climbing the mountain. There was one assistant also with him. His name was Abu Bakr. They were climbing and finally they saw one cave. So they entered into the cave. Abu Bakr was shivering out of fear. He said, "Sir, we are finished. Definitely when this king and the army come, they will definitely search this cave and we will be caught." Muhammad said, "Don't forget that we are not two, we are three. Don't forget this." Abu Bakr said, "We are only two. Who is the third one?" Muhammad said, "Allah is the third one, the Lord. Don't forget this. He is there. Depend only on Him." Well, the king and the army reached. And very interesting thing happened. Before this king reached, a big, huge spider, it comes and then spins its web right across the mouth of this cave. So when this king comes, what does he see? He sees the cave. He ordered, "Go and search." As the soldiers were about to enter the cave, he said, "No, that's not needed. You can see that web is undisturbed." The web is undisturbed means what? Nobody has entered. So therefore, come on, let's proceed. Thus Muhammad was saved. Now, normally the mistake we commit is, we will say, it is because of the spider that Muhammad escaped. We don't see the hidden hand of Lord. We see only the material things. This is the biggest mistake we make. Goptrutva Varanam means, even when you see the materialistic things, beings and situation helping you, protecting you, you are not seeing the things, beings and situation. You are seeing the hidden hand of God which is supplying these things, beings and situations. This has to be understood. So externally you may see somebody helping you, some situation helping you, but as a devotee, how should you train your mind? You should try to see the hidden hand of God. Then what happens? Your love and devotion for God increases day by day. You are not attached to things, beings and situations. Rather, you are attached to God who is sending these things, beings and situations. This is very important. Otherwise, we are stuck with things, beings and situations. We are stuck with people. We say, it is because of this person that I was saved, protected. It was because of this situation. We are stuck with the situation. We are stuck with people. Goptrutva Varanam means, at the back of the mind, this should be understood. It is not this external thing which is protecting me. It is the Lord who is protecting. So therefore, my sole support is Bhagwan and Bhagwan alone. This understanding has to be there. Goptrutva Varanam. Ravidas, Sant Ravidas, the guru of Mirabai. Ravidas was a shoemaker, cobbler, very poor. Whereas Mirabai was like a queen. living in palatial house with all comforts and conveniences of the kings. So one day when she came to meet Ravidas and finding him in utter poverty, she felt bad. My Guru is in so much of poverty and I am living such a luxurious life. This is not good. At least I should do something for my Guru. So she went to Ravidas and gave him a big diamond. Said, "Oh Guru, keep this with you. Sell it and you will get enough money so the rest of your life you can live very comfortably." Ravidas said, "It is not needed. The Lord is there. He is taking care of me. Well, I don't need any of these things. I am fully content." Ravidas did not accept. But she was also in no mood to give up. She said, no, please accept this. At least for my sake you accept. To make me happy you accept, etc., etc. She said. Ravidas did not accept. He said, I am very happy as a cobbler. This profession is giving me enough to maintain my family. Anyway, she did not give up. She kept this diamond. It was a small hut. In a corner, she kept it inside a thatched roof and said, "Oh Guru, I am keeping it here. I am leaving it here. Whenever you want it, use it." And then she left. She comes back after some 6 or 8 months and looks at that spot. It is said the diamond was there. Ravidas did not even pay any attention to it. Now this is called Goptrutva Varanam. My Bhagavan is taking care of me. He is taking care of me very well. I am totally contented. And I don't need any other support than Bhagavan. This total single pointed dependence on God is called Goptrutva Varanam. The next two, Atma Nikshepa and Karpanya, we will see tomorrow. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.